Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Jared and Nate from eCarrierCheck. And today we want to offer you an exclusive offer. But before we go into that, today we're going to be doing some sales calls. Jared's going to put his phone to the work, to the test. And today's video is actually sponsored by Dennis Brown, the best freight broker sales trainer in the business. So if you're a freight broker or freight agent just trying to get more shippers, or if you're struggling on your sales calls or emails, this class is for you. Check out Dennis's new Freight Broker Sales Accelerator coaching program. The link will be in the description and at the bottom of this video. And make sure to book a call with Dennis. You'll get some more details and see if this class would be a good fit for you. Spots are limited, so make sure you sign up and get on the waiting list. Jared, I'm excited for you to put some cold calls to the test today. It's Friday, and let's see where these go, man. How confident are you today?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel really good. Honestly, if you're in brokering, if you're a carrier, 2024 has probably been the hardest year to get a shipper on the phone. You're making tons of phone calls. You've got to sound different. And this is why we're excited about the partnership we have with Dennis Brown. This guy keeps up with the newest trends because he's in the trenches every day, right? So I'm excited about the calls today. I'll give you a quick rundown of what we're doing. We're calling for a local brokerage that lets us, we help them work things out. They also help us work things out. And so you'll hear me kind of discuss that. Now, a couple things that are kind of unique is these guys are very niche. These guys have made several different waves. And so I'm going to be calling on a couple of those brokers' niches, trying to get a shipper on the phone, see if I can either A, secure a meeting, or B, find out what they're needing. I'm really trying to avoid any kind of transactional conversation of, hey, this is what we do. I'm going to really start to focus in on, here's some value that we add in your industry. Is there a fit for our company?
I love it. So
that's where we're going to go. I'm going to, kind of dial in here and see where we go. The first guy we're calling he's into the produce game. So we're going to be calling this company. Now, we are getting all of our leads off eCarrierCheck, just so everybody knows. But again, Dennis Brown, this cat, obviously is just focused on specifically training people in that accelerator class, limited classes. So I'm excited about that partnership. So let's make a phone call. Let's see where we go.
Let's do it. And Jared's not reading off a script. Now, one thing I love about Dennis Brown's class there, he is willing to give you guys some cold calling scripts or maybe some email scripts for you to kind of do on your own. So like I said, Jared's kind of going from the top here. He's been in sales many years, so I'm excited to hear. Let's get this going.
Let's see what we do.
Good morning, Sunfair. This is Michael.
Hey, Michael. This is Jared over at Nebraska Transport. How are you?
Doing fine. How are you?
Good, Michael. Good. Hey, man. I wanted to check to see if you could give me some guidance. I run some produce loads, kind of West Coast to East Coast situation, and wanted to see what it would take or who I would talk to work with Sunfair.
To be honest with you, probably just a 3PL. Is that right? Reverse dry vans, flatbeds, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay, we just don't do a lot in that sector, and what we do, we're really well taken care of, and we're not taking on additional carriers. I'm fielding about 5 of these calls a day right now. It seems like everyone's hustling, trying to
That's fair.
get our business, and we just don't have it to go around.
I'm kind of curious, Michael, what do you use other modes of transportation besides the typical?
Yeah, we're usually in bulk, hoppers, belts. That's kind of more processed hoppers.
Okay. I mean, the other side of our business does, that specific bulk side of things. If that'd be of interest to you, we do sugar loads, and then we also do quite a bit of DDG. I mean, obviously we're from Nebraska, so I mean, when it comes to food grade, feed grade, we kind of understand that world of
What kind of trailers do you guys run?
It just depends on the situation. So the DDG is running on walking floors. The different, we run bushels of corn. Those are running in high side hoppers, low side hoppers, things like that. So we also run pneumatics, but I don't think we're shoving apples in pneumatics at this point. But maybe some of
iron, or is it third party guys?
No, these are third party. We're a light. We're definitely light. We just been around since '73, so we're very diverse. We're focused really in the ag world. That's why I'm calling an Apple company here. But we're very diverse when it comes to working with companies, and I'm not necessarily trying to be just a third-party broker. I'm really trying to be an added value to you.
Yeah, I understand. So the deal is right now we're not shipping a lot out east, and normally when we're doing that, that's when we're using the bulkers more often.
Okay.
For local stuff, we've got freight partners, so we don't really take that out to brokers too often.
Sure.
So, I mean, I don't think there's anything for now that we'll be able to do with you. We'll have to wait for a year that maybe the apple crops out on the East Coast are less robust, but we might have some interest in using some hoppers in future years, but it's just probably not going to be this year. I don't see us getting a lot of POs out that way.
Okay. I can live with that. I mean, would you have any interest in just having me in your back pocket if something comes up you don't know what to do with? I could send you an email.
Shoot me an email.
Give me a rundown of Sunfair. Do you own the apples trees, or do you guys broker them?
No, we're not farmers. We're brokers for process.
So you're like me.
In a way.
Yeah, you're okay. That's fair. I think I think you and I could get along real well here. I definitely feel like we can help each other, and in a sense, when it comes to bulk, we really, this is what we really do out here in Nebraska. But if there's something that we can step in, and if one of your current relationships can't handle, let us know.
Sure.
All right, I won't be annoying. I'll just send you my info, and we'll keep it light. And if there's something in the marketing bulk world that we can help you with, let me know. Okay.
All right, I will, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. And like I said, I wouldn't really count on it this year. There are robust harvests out east again, so they chew on their own apples before they start pulling from Washington. So
that's fair.
We just probably won't have a lot going now.
Hey, man, timing's everything in the world, and I'm a pretty patient guy, so you're okay. So.
Okay. All right. Good talking to you, man. Have a good one.
Take care, Michael. Have a good weekend.
All right. Bye.
Oh, I love that call.
It was funny because he's turning brokers down, but he's a broker.
Yeah.
I got a buddy that I got to tell you this real quick, and this is kind of fun. I got a buddy that he lives in the broker space, specifically around like produce. Calling produce brokers is a really good fit because you get right to somebody. If I add enough value to this guy, I totally can get this guy.
Right. What I loved about this, because one, this is a great educational segment right there. I think if you rewind and if you listen to how first that conversation went, I think most people, including myself, probably would have been like, oh, okay, have a good day, Michael, I believe. You took it a different direction, and you were on the phone with him longer than I thought you would be.
Yeah.
So which I love about that.
How long was that? It was 4 minutes, 16 seconds.
Yeah, it could have been a minute and a half, 2 minutes. You know what I mean? He answered right away. So I love that. That was a really good conversation, I thought. And, if something does come up, I hope they contact that brokerage.
Yeah.
And make a relationship.
Yeah.
Just don't know. So.
Yeah, you could tell that he's tired of the
calls,
the same calls every day, right?
I think he sounded different. You know what I mean?
He did. You could tell he was like, oh, you're just a van flatbed reefer guy. I was like, in my mind at that particular point when he was like, God, I can't get enough of these people. I'm like, okay, how do we add value dealing with bulk? And so we went down that road. Now my experience allows me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Another open-ended question that you could have said in order to open it up is, hey, I'm not normally that typical guy that's doing van flatbeds and reefers, but what I am doing is trying to build solutions around my clients. And even if you don't know the bulk world, you could have said that, at least he'd have opened it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this gets me excited for Dennis Brown's class, man. For those of you that are watching, you're definitely going to get signed up. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Jared has a bunch of experience in this industry, but the knowledge and experience that Dennis Brown will bring in you guys in his class, it's going to be top. It's going to be top notch. So
now, here's what I could have done different.
Okay,
I'll tell you some feedback from myself. Okay. I sort of locked myself in when I said we take freight east. Okay. I shouldn't have said that because I think now he's thinking east, right? On me. Yeah. And so, if I was going to give myself feedback, I pinned myself going in a direction.
Okay.
And maybe I should have just said, hey, here's what we're doing. Kind of went through some of those moats that they are doing, and then go from there. But when he'll think of me and say East Coast. So I'm going to have to go back. When they send that email, they're going to have to go back and say, hey, we can do things nationwide, north, south, east, west. Let me know, when I can be of assistance. So, the feedback from myself is I pin myself on that East Coast. Yeah. So probably need to do that again differently.
Okay. I enjoyed it.
Either way, let's keep the party going, man. I'm going to call another Apple place. Okay. Also in Washington, same area code. This cat's a 509. I'm a 509. But this guy is actually a producer. Okay. He's not a broker. He's a producer. So let's see what the difference is in the phone call. Okay. I love apples, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
You hammered one right before the show.
I had a Honeycrisp. If you ever get a chance, there's this little place in Nebraska called Vala's Pumpkin Patch. They have an awesome apple orchard, but they have this apple called an Evercrisp.
Good.
Best apple you ever had.
Not
in your
good,
life.
huh?
Huge, sweet, crunchy. Ugh,
I
sign
believe it.
me
I'll have
up.
to try it.
All right, here we go.
While you're chatting through that, I kind of want to go over the benefits of Dennis Brown's
Yeah,
class
please
here really
do.
quick. For those of you who don't know Dennis Brown, he's done over 200 million in sales as a freight broker, and his goal is to help freight brokers and agents hit their 8 figures in sales as well. And he can actually show you and teach you how to get 2 to 4 new shippers per month without having to kill yourself, burn yourself out. Let's be real, sales is not easy. Look what we're going through right now.
Rough.
You know, it's not easy. So let's talk about some of the benefits here. This is Dennis Brown. You get signed up as his sales accelerator. Clue is quite a bit here, and I think it's super beneficial. Not a lot of coaches are doing this, so this is what makes Dennis different. You get 8 weeks of live coaching, mentoring, 30-day, 100% money back guarantee if you're not happy, right? Freight broker sales accelerator online. You get cold emails and cold call scripts, like I mentioned. You get to meet with Dennis via Voxer. You know, if you're struggling, he's there to help you. You get, access to the Facebook community, newsletter, and things like that. So lots of benefits of signing up with Dennis, elevating your sales game. Do not miss out. Spots are limited. If you have any, thoughts or any questions or concerns, feel free to email us at support@eCarrierCheck.com, or just simply go book a call with Dennis, and he'd love to meet up and chat with you.
I love that. A lot of value with Dennis Brown.
Yes.
Just excited to have the opportunity to partner.
Mm-hmm.
The next call I'm going to make is for one of the brokers that just does stretch flatbed work. He works really, for the most part, kind of like a hockey stick. He kind of does the Northwest into California, kind of that I-5, and then he hits I-10 and he goes into Texas. And that's really about all he likes to do. He doesn't go any further than that. And you know why? Let me tell you why. Is because he's developed really good relationships in those areas with stretch flatbed guys, and he does a nice job with those guys. He can turn a stretch flatbed on in a matter of a moment. But that's because of the network that he's built. And it's taken him quite a few years to call these carriers, to vet them, to understand what their needs are, to understand what their costs are, to understand what they need to run their business. Really good conversations. So we're going to call the corporate office to start. Okay. They got 9 locations in this pipe company. However, if we don't get anywhere, we're going to call a local location and see where that goes. Okay.
I love it, man.
So that's the goal.
I love the hockey comment. I mean, I know you're an Avs fan. So
Huge.
Makes sense.
It just makes sense. I don't know what to tell you. All right, here we go.
Custom Pipe, how may I help you?
Hey, this is Jared over at Nebraska Transport. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Hey, I was hoping you could point me in the right direction. I do some stretch flatbed work in Washington and Southern California, and I was wanting to see who I talk to about shipping or freight needs. Would I call the local locations, or is there someone corporately that manages that?
I mean, we each individually have our own shipping department.
Okay. So it's at the local level I need to call?
So for here at our Stanton branch, we have Luis Mares, and I can give you his email address if you're ready for it.
Yeah, go for it.
His email address is Al.
You mentioned is he in the California branch there?
Yes, we're in Stanton, California.
Yeah. Okay. Any chance you, because I kind of just run I-5 really. Do you have anybody in Washington that I could reach out to as well?
We have Woodburn, Oregon.
Okay. And who would I email up there?
That I don't know. Let me go ahead and get the number for you. Hold on one moment.
Thank you so much. This lady's super nice.
Super helpful.
You know what I mean?
She's giving it to you right away.
Yeah, she did. I mean, we just went all in.
Fabrication, this is Karen speaking.
Hey, Karen, this is Jared Ross over at Nebraska Transport. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome. I was just talking to a young lady at your corporate office, and they transferred them up to you. So are you up in Oregon?
Yeah, we are.
That's exciting. Hey, I run stretch flatbeds on I-5, kind of from Washington down to California, and just kind of run up and down all day, every day. And I'm not sure who I would talk to, but that's essentially what we do. Is I just run those long 80-foot, 60, 80, 120-foot pipe, and I'm just seeing who I'd talk to about that.
Well, that would probably be our shipper. She currently walked out of the office right now. She's probably passing out trucks that we booked for the day. I know she should be back in a moment, so she shouldn't be long.
What's her name?
She takes care of all that stuff. Her name's Donna.
Donna. All right.
Donna Jones.
Donna Jones. Well, that's kind of fun. How's the weather up in Oregon today? Is it nice?
It was pretty sunny. It was pretty hot yesterday. It was almost 100 degrees yesterday. I think it was like 100 and
Jeez, what?
it's pretty warm. Pretty warm. Yeah, I know. It never gets that hot around here unless it's close to the end of summertime. It's weird because it's the first few weeks of September, so.
You would think you wouldn't be hitting those highs like that. Although I gotta say I'm a sucker for this time of year. I love fall. I won't spoil it, but I may be a pumpkin spice latte guy, and they just kind of keep going up and down. How about you?
Pumpkin spice is good. It's very good. Oh, here she comes.
All
Want to
right.
speak to her?
Yeah, that'd be awesome if I could. Hey, Karen, I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. You as well.
This is Donna.
Hey, Donna, this is Jared over at Nebraska Transport. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Hey, I was just talking to Karen there, and we specialize specifically in I-5 going kind of Oregon, Washington to California with stretch flatbeds, but with kind of 60, 80 foot and 120 foot rail, or not rail, well, some rail, but I wanted to see how you guys find your trucks, or if you have a need for that specific service. I always feel like I'm a needle in a haystack kind of guy.
Yeah. So I have 6 people that I already have been set up with for a couple of years, and so if I need any flatbed, I just reach out to them and just kind of cycle through them and just let them know what I need, and they get my flatbeds for me.
Okay. Would that be something where how are you finding that process? Do you just send all of them an email and they give you a bid back, or how does your shipping look like on a day-to-day?
So when we do use a flatbed, which is maybe once a month, sometimes more, just kind of depends on the size and the weight of the load. What I do is I just start at my top of the list, and I go through each person, so I don't send like everybody an email. I just send one person, and so like say if I start with number 1, the next time I go to number 2, just rotate through them, and then just kind of go through that cycle. So it's not specifically like really who's the cheapest, because they're pretty close in price. The only time that I send an email out to everybody is if we need to find the cheapest possible rate to ship something out, which isn't very often. So everybody just gets a chance to move freight for me.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, Donna. What when you mentioned flatbeds are a little rare, what type of trailers are you normally moving around?
It can be anywhere from, we usually run anywhere between 20 and 53 feet of flatbed space. Just kind of depends on how long the pipe is and how heavy the thing is. But we're more on hot shots than we are like full-size flatbeds.
Ah, that makes sense. That would make sense because it's, because your main clients, are they contractors, or are they, what's your main client? Are they going to like job sites?
Some do, some go straight to our customer.
Got it.
So like, yeah, so if somebody needs something, they'll call one of our customers, and our customers call us, and then depending, like now, if it's going to a job site, it usually means that they are just building it, so there's like nothing there.
Right. That makes sense. I've been stuck at several job sites here before. I get that. I like that. Hey, Donna, that's interesting. I love that you guys are doing partials. Do you ever get to a point where you use anything outside of flatbeds? Do you use any step decks or vans at all?
Step decks once in a while. Vans, no. We had somebody jump in a van one time, and it just ended up in a disaster because the diameter of the pipe was just too big to put them in there. And so we don't use vans. So it's mostly step decks, hot shots, and flatbeds.
Nice. And is it fairly rare to send something that's fairly long, or do you have that need ever?
Usually we don't have like horribly long pipe. Usually ours top out at 10 feet, but we do sell pipe all the way up to 20 feet.
Okay. Well, I love that, Donna. I feel like you've been there for a while. How long have you been at your job?
Almost 3 years now.
Yeah. You sound like a seasoned veteran. It sounds like you got some scars from using vans and kind of have a good process there. I love that. We're in the area fairly often, and we just like to go north and south. What direction normally are you guys sending your freight out? I see that there's multiple locations with your company. Do you just cover a certain area?
Yeah, we do the Pacific Northwest. So we do Oregon, Washington, California, Idaho, Montana, sometimes Nevada, Utah, and occasionally Wyoming.
Wow. Okay. That's a huge territory for you to follow. Hey, how many trucks a week are you sending out normally?
Well, we send out LTLs every single day. We use a couple different companies. There's a couple that come through once in a while. That's only because customers request it. Otherwise, I don't use them.
That makes sense. Hey,
Yeah.
If there was anything that you could change about your current vendors, what would that be?
I wouldn't really have anything to change about them. I think that so far everybody I've worked with has been awesome, especially on like short notice stuff. Like, hey, we got like 2 hours to figure this out, which is that's hardly ever the case. Or fortunately, it's usually I know the day ahead of time. This gives people an opportunity to look for flatbeds for me, so we're not sweating it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But some lanes are hard to cover just because there's not a lot coming back, and drivers don't want to take stuff if they're going to come back with an empty load. So there are some areas that it can be pretty spinning no matter who you use because there's just nothing coming back.
Yeah, Montana and Wyoming are brutal, aren't they?
Yeah, and there's parts of Idaho like where stuff really doesn't come back. So people are like, yeah, I'll do it, but it's going to cost an arm and a leg to do it. But
yeah,
that's just unfortunately the way it is sometimes.
I get it. Well, Donna, I'd at least like to, leave a flyer with you in the virtual aspect and just say, hey, if I can ever help, we do partials as well. And so, if I could ever be one of those 6, I'd sure like an opportunity to at least prove our value or show you where we're at. I mean, we really get I-5. So I love that north-south aspect of things.
Yeah, if you want to send me an email with your information and something ever comes up and I need to reach out to you, I know how to get a hold of you.
Sure. What's a good email, Donna? Last question for you. What are you doing this weekend? Anything fun?
I'm harvesting this weekend.
Oh my gosh, what are you harvesting?
My fruit, we have apples, pears, blackberries, raspberries, marionberries, and grapes.
Hold on, what was the second to last berry you mentioned? Marionberries? What is that?
It's it almost kind of looks like a blackberry, only bigger and a little bit sweeter.
Huh. What do you do with all your fruit?
I make them into jams and butter.
Hold on, are you selling this? Can I buy some butter and jam on your website?
I can send you some if you like. I don't sell them. I just give them away.
I would love that. Oh my gosh. I am a big jam guy. You know what I'm more of though? I love butter. I know my doctor doesn't like that I like butter, but I may be a little bit addicted to like the fruit butters and spreads. I can't get enough of them.
Yeah, the favorite in our family is apple butter.
Oh.
It is something that you cannot, like you can find it, but it's like horribly expensive if you buy it. I'm like, dude, I can make like 20 jars for that price.
Oh my gosh. I agree. Well, why don't you let me Venmo you? You can at least pay for shipping, or I can pay for shipping. And I would love some of your apple butter. That would be wonderful.
Well, shipping won't cost anything. So,
okay.
Yeah, just leave me on your email, leave me an address to send it to, and I definitely, so we'll probably get stuff in the mail probably late next week just because my grapes aren't quite ready.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. How many acres are you doing all your fruit on?
So we have 5 acres, and we have our fruit this year. We don't have our vegetable garden in, but we'll plan on getting that back up and going next year, and then I'll have my fruits and vegetables. I love that. Well, Donna, when I drop you a line, I'll give my address in there, and if I can Venmo you some for the cost of the jar or the cost of shipping, let me know. I love apple butter, so I'm a big apple butter guy. All right, sounds good. Hey, it was super nice talking to you. I'll put apple butter in the subject line and apple butter trucking. We'll just put that in there. And I appreciate your time, Donna. It was super nice talking to you. You too. All right, see you. Bye. Okay, first off, I just want to clarify this. This was not fake.
I didn't stage this at all. For some odd reason, I don't even know where to go with this.
Oh my God.
I mean, first off, I'm going to get some apple butter, and
Yeah.
I friggin' love apple butter.
You literally just had a conversation.
Woo!
That did not feel salesy at all. Like it was just a great call. I mean,
Yeah.
We did not foresee her. I love that she mentioned apples. That was kind of funny.
It was wild. It's all about apples right now. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
A couple thoughts real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Number one is I think the first thing that a lot of people do when they're talking to people, they immediately go for the score. Well, hey, can I be one of those 6?
Yeah.
Can I email you my stuff?
I was waiting for you to kind of drop that line, and you did do it right away. So
I wanted to prove more value or prove that I could understand and how to have a conversation.
Yeah. My
right?
favorite question was something about what you mentioned. Is there anything that you would change with your current vendors?
Honestly, I thought it was we connected really well, really quickly, right? But she told me everything. The only thing I didn't ask, if I was going to do it again, I'd probably ask her what their shipping hours are, just to understand it more, right? We didn't even end up talking about stretch flatbeds. Right. She didn't even care. Right. You know what I mean? She covers a big area. They're sending out LTL. They've got partial loads for days, which is awesome. Man, what a conversation.
Yeah, I love how you steered it, man. And that's what Dennis Brown is going to be helping you guys do, is help steer a good conversation.
Absolutely.
That wasn't salesy, so I loved it. Jared, I appreciate you for making some calls today, man. You guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to go and sign up for Dennis Brown's Sales Accelerator class. The link is below on the banner here. It'll be in the description. Book a call with Dennis. Get a good feel for him in his class. I promise you, the seats are limited. You will have to go on the waiting list, but get yourself on there sooner than later. This is the best way to elevate your sales game, whether you're new or been in this industry for years. I'm telling you, this will elevate you.
Absolutely.
Jared, thanks again, brother.
Yep, it was fun.
Fun day. We'll talk later, guys.